What up, guys? It's your boy Knuckles, and I'm back with another video on my YouTube channel. So, in today's video, I just want to quickly share my weekly forecast with the pairs that I'm looking to trade this week. So, I want to make this video as short as possible. So, stick with me until the end of this video. And if you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. So, basically, I'm looking at four pairs this week. The first one is Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Let me go to daily. On the daily chart, you can clearly see that the market was short down on the previous last month, short down impassively until on the 7th of March it slowed down. We saw a move up, a push down, a move up, a push down. So basically, this is the momentum, the downward momentum is slowing down in this area. So that is what I want to discuss. So as you can see, I have a structure, a downward, a descending channel in this area, which for me is a reversal, shows which we must see some buying opportunities. So let me go to 4 hour, so you can clearly see what I'm talking about. So on a 4 hour time frame, you can see my descending channel very well. See it after this push down, impulsive push to downside, so a push up, push down, push up, push down. So basically, this is a descending channel, which tells us what we must see some buying opportunities. So our structure is very perfect. We have a first touch, second touch, and we're looking for a third touch around this area. On the bottom trend line, we have a first touch, second, and a third. So my structure is very perfect, and I'm looking for buys on this pair. Last week we saw a push up, and now we're on a correctional first. I'm looking for continuation to the upside. Hopefully we get a breakout and a push to the upside to complete the 90% rule of this whole structure. So let me go to H1, so you can clearly see what my entry criteria on this one. You can see my beautiful structure, a 1 2 3 pattern. So my entry on this one, because I kind of missed the entry around this area. So now we are in a correctional phase, which I believe is a continuation to the upside. So what I'm looking for, what I'm gonna be looking for to take a buy on this one, I want this to correct to the downside, to push a little bit to the downside, give us a touch on this trend line, then that is where I'm going to get involved with buys. That is where I'm going to get involved with buying opportunities. I'll check my red to the right tool, my entry, my target on the targeting the touch, the dead touch on the bottom trend line. Just a 28 pip stop, it will be cool. But let me make it 30 on this one. Then that would be my entry. My target will be the touch on this one, but my risk management is just gonna be relaxed with this one, because we might see a breakout, we might see the market breaking out and then giving us a correction to continue to the upside, which I believe is going to give us a huge risk to reward. But again, you must be very watching this trade very closely, because if we don't get a breakout, you must see the market respecting this one and respecting this trend line, and then continue selling. So just have to manage this trade very wise and keep your eyes in the market, but not be too tight with it. Not be too tight with it. So overall, I'm looking for buys on this one. Just want to see the markets go down a little bit to give me a touch. Just want to see market give me a touch on this trend line here, so that you can have a one. Let me check my drawings. So we're going to have 1, 2, then basically a dead touch to complete this pattern within a pattern before shooting up. So that is my Euro AUD. Let me go to the next one. The next one will be NZD. Here's my NZD. This is my NZD. This is my H4 time frame. Let me go to a daily. So basically on a daily you can see which the market was in a downtrend. The market was in a downtrend, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, until the market pushed up to make a higher high, higher than this one. Made a higher high and then shot down. This is a lower high. This one, this is a lower high, and potentially you're looking for another higher low. Oh, this is a low, or this is a higher low. So potentially you're looking for another higher low in this area to shoot to the upside. And another thing you can notice on this one is a potential head and shoulder. Look at this one, left shoulder, neckline, head, back to the neckline, potentially a right shoulder before it shoots to the upside. So my bias on this one is a buy. So let me go to H4 so that you can clearly see what I'm talking about. On a 4-hour time frame, we have a structure like this one, which I think is a bull flag. We can clearly see good the market shot up from this area, shot up, then it started correcting in a bull flag type of pattern to continue to the upside. So for me, this is a continuation. You can see the market respected here, here, broke above, came back to test here, kind of missed a touch here, and now it is going back to this area to go to the upside. So my entry, I'm looking to take a buy around these areas all the way to the upside. So this is my H4. I will be looking for buys potentially on this area, on a double bottom area, but I would like to see the market go a little bit down to give us a dead touch on this one, on this area, to go to the upside. So my first touch would be this first, second, then potentially a dead touch on this area to go to the upside. So overall, I'm looking for buys on NZD. I'm looking to buy this one. Let me go to H1 to show you how my entry criteria will be like. So this is my 1 hour time frame. I would put my supports like this one. You see the market kind of broke below this one, so hopefully when the market opens we won't just see the market shooting up, because when the market opens the price just keep trickling until the next day around 9, then that is when we start seeing big moves. So I believe this one is we're gonna see the market trickling around this area, all the way to to give us a touch on the trend line before we buy. So this is where I'm looking to take my buys, around the trend line. Or the market might go a little bit up and then trickle all the way to the downside again, giving us a double bottom in this area, which will make it a triple bottom when I'm counting this touch. Then that is when I'm going to take a buy on this area. So overall, I'm looking for buys. Just be on the lookout for buys around this area, or around this area when it gives us a dead touch on the bottom trend line. So let me move to another one. So the next pair is going to be NZD-CHF. The NZD-CHF. Same thing that I was talking about on NZD-CAD. They look the same, so I'm looking for buys on this one as well. On a 4-hour time frame. Oh, okay, let me remove that one. So on a 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see what we have expanding type of pattern with 1, 2, 3 touches on the above trend line, 1, 2 touches on the below trend line. So we are heading for a double bottom area. You might see a double bottom and then a shoot up, which is a buy, same as NZDK, or we might see the market break below the support or double bottom to give us a touch on the bottom trend line before we see a shoot up. So both on this area, that is where I'm looking to take my buys. Let me go to H1 so you can clearly see. So on my H1, the areas where I'm looking to buy is on this double bottom area with my overall target at the top of the structure. So I would want to see the markets keep trickling to the double bottom area and then give me some sort of rejection around this area so I can take some buys, or I would want to see it break below and then circle all the way to the dead touch of the bottom trend line in a structural type of pattern, in a very corrective manner, let me say. So if I can see something like a structure in this area on 15-minute time frame, then that I'll know, okay, I'm looking for buys. But if it goes down in an impulsive candles like this one, I would want it to come down impulsive and then shoot up, or maybe give me some sort of a correction after that shot to the upside to confirm good, now we are committing to the upside. Then that is when I'm going to take my buys on a break or on the touch of that pattern, my stop below, then all the way to the upside. So basically I'm looking for buys. I'm looking for buys on this one around the double bottom area or on the dead touch of the supporting trend line. So on my last instrument that I want to trade is the US oil. US oil, I'm gonna go to, let me start on daily. Maybe you can, yeah, let me start on daily. On a daily time frame, you can see go to ahead, the market pushed up, pushed down impulsively, pushed back up, and then started correcting to the downside. You see, so this overall move is a correction. After this very big momentum bullish candle, I'm looking for another push to the upside. So let me go to H4 to clarify what I just said. So on a 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see this push up, double bottom, double top in that area, push down, and then a push, impulsive push up. Looking at this momentum, let me show you these candles. This is a bullish impulsive move, and then this is the correction to the downside. I'm looking for another push up, you know what I'm saying, to give me a touch on this trend line. So basically on US, what I'm looking for buys, we have a first touch in this area, second touch on this trend line, potentially another touch on this area. After this corrective move, which is a falling wedge, I'm looking for market to go upside and then being passed to the upside. So my entry on this one, we know after this corrective move, I want buys. Potentially, maybe in this area, which will be double bottom, or maybe a push up to the upside would be good for me. Overall, I'm looking for buy. So let me go to H1 so I can show you how I want to enter this one. You know, the way I trade, when I share my watch list, when what I wanted to see before the market gives me, before I place a buy or a sell, if it doesn't play out, then I don't take a buy, then I don't take that trade. That's it. If I say I'm looking for buys on this one and it is selling, then I'm not gonna be involved in that sell because I wanted buys. You know what I'm saying. Last week I focused sells on USD JPYs, and then we saw some short-term buys. I couldn't take those buys because I know I'm looking for long-term sales, so I can stay for like 2 or 3 days without taking a trade. rather than rushing and taking the trades that I did not forecast. You know what I'm saying? So on US oil, you can clearly see my falling wedge. First touch, second, okay. This is my third and my fourth, and these all these touches make this trend line very strong. So on the below trend line, we have first, second, and the third. So for me, this kind of looks like, let me delete this. So for me, this kind of looks like a inverse head and shoulder. We might see a push up on Monday and then a correction to test the trend line, give us a last case before we see an impulsive move to the upside. So that is when I'm going to get involved on this trade. I want to take it on a break. That is when I'm gonna get involved in this one. I want to see if this really is a head and shoulder. Then I would want to see push to the upside, confirming with this head and shoulder, a breakout, and then a correction around this area. Then that is when I'm gonna take my buys on a break. Set my stop just below the back leg all the way to the upside. That is when I'm going to get involved on this one. But if we don't get that, I have another entry criteria. Let's say the market pushes up, then respects the trend line and then shoots all the way to the downside. That is when I'm going to get involved on this area, which will be a bigger time frame, which will be a daily or H4 double bottom. Then that is when I'm going to get involved with my buys. Did you see that? I hope you saw that one. So if we don't get a push up and a retest, I will enter myself when I see price goes down in a corrective manner, then show some rejections in this area, and that is when I'm going to get involved with my buys, holding it all the way to the upside. Then this is the area that I'm looking to take to partial out. These areas, this is when I'm looking to partial out my trades. Yeah, overall I'm looking for buys. Basically all my watch list this week is buys. So that is all, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So if you're new again to my channel, please like and subscribe, also invite more traders to like my channel, join my telegram group and all that shit. So bless up, peace and love. Let's make some money, guys. More life.